Hi everybody and welcome back to this new video on using solidThinking Evolve. Today we create a door handle. First we start by creating the profile of what will be the pivoting part of the handle, the one that connects to the spindle. So I already set up here a few measures. They are in millimeters. So first of all we use the polyline tool and we create the outline of the pivoting part. So we'll draw this part and we enlarge it a little bit, then a little bit smaller, and the ending part over here. That's it. Then we will revolve this profile using the revolve tool. So we just pick the revolve tool and we pick the profile, and here it is, the revolved surface. You can see it's an open surface, it's not yet a closed volume. That's because I wanted to have a rounded cap here on this top. So to do this, we create a sphere like that, and with a radius of 10 millimeters. And here is the sphere, and we move the sphere to this position. And now we change the latitude bottom angle of the sphere to just have the top part of the sphere, something like that. Okay, and then we use a very nice tool called the Make Manifold, and we combine these two open surfaces into one closed volume by intersecting and cutting away the pieces that do not make the solid part. So here it is, the closed volume, which is our our cylinder where we will attach the handle. Now to create the handle, we use a very different modeling tools. We use the polyNURBS tool, which are very interesting tools because we can use these tools and edit like it is a polygonal surface with polygons, but instead the polyNURBS will create a very nice NURBS surface with roughly the same shape of a subdivision surface. And that's very handy for creating something freeform like we want to do. To create this, we start with a polycube, a standard cube. So we create a rough cube here, like for example a shape like this. Then we will refine this later. So let's move this here where we can see it. So we can see this is our starting cube. The interesting thing is that we can keep refining this as we like. So we go in Edit Faces, okay, by using these red buttons, or by just pressing the D. There is a very nice feature here. We can use the A, S, D keys, which are very close to the left side of the keyboard, so very handy to reach. And the A means vertices editing, the S means edges editing, and the D means faces editing. We are interested in the faces because we want to move this face slightly to the left, to the right, sorry. So we will move it like something like this, okay, and then we select the opposite face and we move that face as well. So maybe something like this, okay, and we need also to move this face up. Okay, and of course move the bottom face down, just like this. Okay, now this is not yet what we need, so we can also work directly here, for example, in the 3D view. So back to face editing, and we move this a little bit, enlarge it a little bit, and then we just move everything inside, like here. We will start from here. Now we don't need this for now, so we can hide it. Okay, and continue working on our on our handle. Now this is the starting part of the handle. We will start from there, and we will use a very nice feature of the polymesh editing, which is the extrusion. So we can just click this handle, click and drag to extrude the face, and we can start extruding it and creating our handle. Notice that we don't need to be pretty much precise at this point. We just need to create something roughly the shape we want. And also notice that the polyNURBS tries to follow the curvature that we are trying to build. Okay, so now we make a curve here. We curve it and curve it some more. Okay, we will adjust it later more to what we want. Okay, for now we just create a rough shape that we're searching for. Nothing really. Okay, let's move this face a little bit down. Okay, and let's continue with just one more extrusion. Okay, like this. Now you can also see in the shaded mode. You can see it's not really pretty yet, but we can edit it quite easily by going into edges mode, and you can see here in 3D. Okay, we have these edges. We can click and select one single edge, or we can shift click and select all the edge loop all the way around. You see it's all selected, and we can invoke the rotation, and we can start adjusting this. Pretty much easier to work on the side view. Okay, then we move it a little bit down. Okay, like this. Then we select this edge loop over here. We rotate it a bit to better follow the curvature. That's okay. Then let's also do the same on this, and we adjust all the edges to better suit our curvature, the curvature that we want to follow. And also we can move this with the move tool a little bit to adjust also the position of the edge loop. So shift click, rotate, and you can see now the shape is coming out a little bit better. Okay, we keep adjusting the edge loops. Well, this is pretty much rotated the way we want. We need to move it a little bit. Now this is a very bad oriented edge loop, but we can fix it very easily with the rotation tool. We rotate it a little bit and then we move it a little bit down, and then we follow. We keep going this way, and well, it is maybe oriented the way we want it. We just want to move it a little bit down, and finally the last loop, we rotate this first and we move it a little bit down as well. Okay, let's rotate it a little bit more. Okay, now the handle is getting better. Now let's show again this. So now we have this handle. Yeah, it's coming out a little bit like the way we want it, but it's not just exactly the way we want it. It's not really pretty, right? So we keep editing. We keep editing this, but now we want to go in edit points mode. So we can select both points, the front and the back. Remember to select both points to work symmetrically, and we smooth this out. I want this to go more down like this, and yeah, I also want to move this a little bit up. I want this to be thinner, right? It's too fat. Let's give it a thinner look. So also this too. And while going this way, we want to be thinner and thinner, right? Because it has to be very this way. So we're thinning this as we go to the end, like this. And now we move these all these points a little bit upwards. Yes, now it's getting much better. Okay, switch to edge editing with shift click, and then we rotate it a little bit because it wasn't that good. Okay, now let's select this edge loop, move it a little bit down, and you can see we can keep adjusting this until we find the shape we want, right? So yeah, this may be the shape we may want. It's just a little bit too much thick in this position, in this area. So we use the scale. We can use also the scale tool here and scale on just one axis. Okay, and it's getting better. It's getting much better. Now this is probably too long, this piece, so we can select this edge loop and we can move it a little bit up and maybe a little bit shorter, and we can also scale it on this axis to make it thinner. Okay. Now, yeah, I don't like it so much. Yeah, so just a little bit thinner in this place. Okay, thin here and thin also here. Okay, now it's looking much better, right? So now I want to adjust it a little bit more and do something a little bit different. You see here the shape is very rounded here. Okay, I want to have these upper and these upper faces and these sides, okay, more flat. Okay, I want to flatten those. So in order to do this, I just select with shift click again the whole loop, okay, the whole loop over here up to here, and with shift and control to add to the selection this other edge loop over here all the way down to the end. And now there is a nice feature here which is called sorry, decreasing. Okay, so I increase the strength of the creasing, and you can see the edges are becoming more hard. Okay, not really completely hard, but they become harder, not softer as they were. So the maximum is 1. It is a bit too much now. I want it to be a little bit less, so something like 0.5. Okay, so you can see it's much flatter. Okay, it's more flat over here and here, but still is very round on the downside, on the inside part. So now it looks the way I want it. Okay, there is just something more I need to be careful that. Okay, the two pieces are intersecting here, but I don't want them to intersect over here, so I just need to make sure that. And what I want to do is actually this. Let me hide this again. So okay, it's well inside the volume, so it shouldn't create any problems. Now, to also have a very nice shape over here, I don't want this shape to change while going inside, so I do something very simple. So I just add a new edge loop here, and you can see the effect of doing this. The effect of doing this is just to, okay, flatten this face and have this more have the same shape going forward. Now we can see that the shape is still well inside, so we are good with that, and we can unhide the cylinder. Okay, now I'm pretty much done with the modeling. There is still something here in the in the cylinder. You see, I have a lot of hard edges here, which is not something really good. So I want to smooth them out and provide nice rounding around these edges. So what I just do, before doing that, I want to unite these two parts and make them one single body. Okay, so I just go here and take the Boolean union. So I just select one piece and the other piece, and voila, one single piece now all together. And now I can round these hard edges. So take the round tool, select this whole piece, and you can see I have all the edges selected. Now I want to round this edge, this edge also, basically all the edges. So I select all of them. Now I have to be very careful now about the value of the radius, because I've selected many edges here, and for some of them, like for example these two edges, radius 1 is too much because the two radius will intersect. So for starting, I will use 0.5 millimeters as the radius, and go. And you see they are well rounded now. Everything is very smooth and very nice. But I want to have a bigger radius over here, okay, because here I have much more space around, so I can have a smoother connection between the two parts. So I go in editing mode for these two. I select the edges here, all the edges around, all the radiuses around this edge. Okay, they're all selected. Now I can change the radius here, and well, we can try, like, for example, maybe we can try 1 millimeter here. Okay, 1 millimeter, and we can see here the preview of the radius. 1 millimeter is fine because it will not intersect with other radiuses. So we can click go, and here it is, a smoother connection between these two pieces. Okay, now the modeling is pretty much finished, and what I want to do, just as a finishing touch, I want to preview this as how would it look if this were a real object made of a real material. So I can just go in here and start the interactive rendering. When I start the interactive rendering, I start with a standard material. Okay, not so fun. But I have here a lot of material, predefined material, and I can change them also. I can start with a chrome material, and here is our chromed door handle. Maybe it's not so good having this kind of material, so we can just go here and change the color. For example, something more brownish, like this. Okay, we can simulate bronze in this way, and this looks much nicer, isn't it? So this is our finished door handle. Hope you enjoyed it, and please come back soon for other videos of solidThinking Evolve.